Before you begin setting up new goals for 2026, before you write anything new and start drafting out how you want the rest of this year to look like, I humbly want to ask you to pause. Take a deep breath and let's reset. This video isn't about adding more. It's about doing the reset that we've been talking about these past couple days. See, ambition without honesty leads to frustration. It doesn't lead to execution. So today the focus is to set up a plan to execute those goals that we're ambitiously drafting out for this year. A lot of people think that execution breaks down because they lack discipline or they lack motivation or they don't have the right tools. But actually, as we've been studying this whole week, execution fails way earlier than that. See, we've seen that our goals break when they're built on top of unexamined patterns, unadjusted identities. This whole phase, reset and identity, was not to hype you up, was not to start talking about goals, but to take the time to do the reset so we can have the right mindset going into phase 2. To slow you down so you can see clearly. So this is day 5 where we talk about execution, but it's also day 6 because we're going to execute on everything that we've been learning these past couple days. Day 6 is the invitation to review. What I'm asking of you is that you go back to your answers to all the questions we've asked ourselves throughout the week. We talked about awareness. We talked about the silent killers of success, those unnoticed patterns that go under the radar but hinder our progress. We talked about identity and standards. We've talked about discipline, character, standards, structure, alignment, and finally, execution. This is the pre-goal reality check. We're executing on everything we talked about. First, by answering all those questions, and second, by reviewing those questions and doing the whole assessment of where we stand, a whole assessment of what we've learned, of what we've understood, and what we've uncovered through those answers so that we set up the right plan of attack. Because goals don't fail in the middle of the year. They fail right now at the design stage. So we're going to design goals that are ambitious, but that fit our identity, that's aligned with our standards, that we can be disciplined about, that we have structure for, and that we can execute. Because we don't need bigger goals. We do need ambitious goals, but we don't need them to be bigger. We need them to be executable. We need to be able to execute them. And as we execute them, they will grow because our capacity and our ability to execute on more will grow. As we execute, our discipline grows, our character grows, our standards are aligned, our identity is clear. These things are leverage and they help us get to the finish line because the idea is to reach December and be excited about everything we've accomplished in 2026 and not be doubtful or questioning or wondering what happened with all the time I got. To look back and think, okay, I did something of these 12 months that were given to me. I did something with the time I had. I've been transformed and I am a bigger, greater, better version of myself. That's what I want you to say in 2026. And that's what I'll be saying. I'm claiming that. I will be saying that about myself in 2026 because I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work right now. I'm doing the work. And my goals will be aligned with my identity, with the discipline, with the capacity I have right now. And in 2026, that capacity is going to grow. I want the same thing for you. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work. I can't do it for you. You got to do it. I'm bringing all the elements so that you can do the work and we can celebrate at the end of this year because we will have accomplished all that we set out to do and we will be better and greater versions of ourselves. All right, let me get out of motivation speaking mode and let's get back to the principles. Now, I know we covered a lot and I know we talked about a lot of things. I quoted a lot of people, a lot of videos. So I've made it easy for you. Instead of you having to go back and watch and note down everything I've talked about, I'm putting it all together in a document. It's designed to help you walk through the key principles from this past week, the videos that were watched, the speakers, the books that were read, so that if you want to take the time to do the same work that I've been doing, you can absolutely do that. But I want to make it easier for you by making an assessment ready and available for you to download so you can complete it and move into phase 2. So the assessment isn't about scoring yourself as good or bad. It's about uncovering the key deep things about you that you will find out by answering the questions in the assessment and throughout the video. Now that we've completed phase 1, we should be clear on who we are, who we want to become, what it's going to take, where our discipline is slipping away, slipping through the cracks, where our standards need to be held. And with all of that, we'll be able to now move into understanding, okay, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know who I am, I know what I want to become, I know how to become that. Now, what is the science behind achieving? So do not rush this assessment, because the most powerful goals you can set are the ones built on honesty, reflection, instead of hope. It's not busy work. It's a continuation of the self-examination that we started a couple days ago. So look out for the download tomorrow. All right, I'm done. I will see you tomorrow. Actually, no, I will see you on Tuesday. Tomorrow, you're getting the download. So you can download that and do the work. And then on Tuesday, we'll start phase 2.